Cabin Creek Mysteries, Chapter 13, Twists and Turns. The boys' flashlight revealed stone walls that were cool to the touch. The ceiling was just tall enough for them to stand without bumping their heads. A sharp, musty odor stung their eyes. "Something smells bad," David said. It's giving me the creeps. Do you think it's a bear or a dead body?" "I hope not," said Jeff. "And I hope it's not those stinking McCoy boys." He shone his light to where the path split into two directions. "Let's go here." David paused. "Okay, but go slow. I don't want to meet a grizzly." The smell grew stronger as they followed twists and turns of the narrow path. Something crunched underfoot. David shone his flashlight to the ground. "Gross! What are those?" he asked. Jeff bent down to look. "I think they're rat droppings. Are those little bones?" "Ew," David replied. Just then, a loud flurry of wings whooshed overhead. The brothers yelled as they felt the wings graze their scalps. Ducking, they saw hundreds and hundreds of bats squeaking like mice. The boys crouched low and threw their arms overhead, but they could still feel prickles as the tiny mammals scraped their shoulders before flying into the darkness. "Yuck!" the boys cried. "Maybe we should turn back," David said. Jeff rubbed his hair to get rid of something sticky. "5 more minutes, please, David?" "I guess so," said the younger boy, "but I don't like it in here." When it was quiet again, their courage returned. "Wonder where the Silver Spur Bandit went hiding," Jeff yelled to hear his voice echo. "Me too," David hollered, swinging his arms. "I wonder how he got away on his bloody stump. The McCoys probably ran home crying when they saw all those bats. Babies." "Yeah," they both shouted. Suddenly, Jeff's flashlight began to blink. He tapped it against his palm. It blinked 2 more times, then it went out. Now the walls of the cave seemed to close in around them. "I knew we should have brought extra batteries," Jeff said. "At least yours work." David was still feeling brave. "Hey, Jeff, watch this." He put his light under his chin. The glow shining up cast his face in a frightening shadow. In a low voice, he said, "Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum." "Cut it out, David. We need to turn around and..." "Shh! What was that?" "What do you mean?" "I heard something." "I told you to cut it out." "No, I'm serious," David was whispering. "Skitch, skitch." "There, that scratching sound. Hear it now?" Maybe the McCoys are still there, or are still here. A new noise startled them, a high-pitched howling. They grabbed each other. Woo! David felt goosebumps on the back of his neck. "I hope that's just the storm," he cried. "Let's get out of here," yelled Jeff. "I'm right behind you." Hurrying, the brothers retraced their steps to the entrance of the cave, but it was dark where the opening had been. There was no warm air or sunlight. Something was blocking their way. They could hear wind shrieking down a distant corridor. Out of breath from running, they tried to gather their thoughts. David stood back to give his flashlight a wide view. They were staring at a barricade made from logs roped together. Jeff pushed, but it didn't budge. "I can't believe it," he cried, pounding on the wood. "Someone trapped us in here." "But who?" David kicked it with his foot. "Who knows we're here?" The boys fell silent. A trickle of dirt fell from overhead, splashing into a puddle. Somewhere down the long tunnel, a tiny animal scurried away. "Rex and Ronald," said David. "They've been watching us the whole time." Or who?" "Or Mr. Wellback," Jeff answered. "Huh," said David. "So that's why he was buying all that rope and wood. We were right about him. He doesn't want us to find any gold." "Probably," Jeff said, nodding. "And now that I think about it, the McCoys couldn't have built this barricade so fast. Even though their dad owns the surplus store, they're lazy." "Yeah, lazy," David agreed, his hands on his hips. "So now what?" Jeff took off his pack and brought out his walkie-talkie. He clicked it on, turning a dial. "Claire Posey," he said. "Come in, Claire. Over." There was no sound, not even a crackle. Jeff tried again, then David tried his. No reception, said Jeff. This tunnel is like a tomb. Well, I better save our batteries. David snapped off his flashlight. The complete darkness was as if a hood had been pulled over their heads. It was so black they blinked and blinked, but could see nothing. At least we left Mom a note. She'll send a search party. But she won't be home until 2 a.m. What should we do until then? First off, we have to stay calm. Okay, and not panic. I don't care about the legend anymore. Me neither. Dad would say we should have prepared better, David admitted. He never would have come into a cave without good, solid plans and letting people know where he was. Neither would Claire. You're right. I wish we had waited for her. So, they have themselves in a little bit of a predicament. What do you think they're going to do? What would you do? Hopefully you would have gone into the cave with a plan. So, chapter 14 is called Trapped. So, I'll read that one. Next, I hope you enjoyed the setting for these chapters of the book. I sure have. Maybe you heard the red-bellied woodpeckers kind of calling in the background, but it sure made it nice to sit out here today. So, have a wonderful day.